Talking headlines, world news, red carpets and views, politics in the streets, not just suits on the news. From the culture to the chaos, we bring it. Man off the record, we tell it like it is. No fluff, no fear, just facts and real biz. Voices of the people, stories that connect. From gossip to the government, you know what's next.
Charges are reportedly being dropped against Harvey Alderwoman Colby Chapman.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
In today's world, you always have people engaging in political attacks and throwing rocks. And I think
go in to Ukraine and bomb the shit out of them.
Every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing.
Before, when we were on a family holiday once during a massive storm in Texas and got criticised for not coming back.
But did they fear me? I suspect they did.
And that's it on Epstein.
All right. What's good, y'all? I think we done fixed the problem. What's good? I think we see everybody. Hey, so that's good. Thank y'all for coming back. We thank you for being here with us. So all right, guys. So thank y'all for coming back again. If you could do us a huge favor as you come in, go ahead and hit that like button real quick. And let's do our intro again. It's me, Million with Opinion, along with my lovely co-host. I said what I said, and Foxy 2, Roxy 3.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. And welcome back. And thank you guys for your patience for the we've been having technical difficulties. So thank you guys for coming back. And we have a great show for you tonight. And I hope everybody is doing great.
Yes, and thank you. And hello to my host, my co-hosts. How are y'all doing? Hello, everyone in the chat and our viewing audience. And again, thank you for coming back and bearing with us through our technical difficulty. And we have an awesome show for you. So let's get the show started right.
Hey, all right. And then we got our girl, I said what I said. She gonna shout some of you guys out that came back in. And of course, we'll keep shouting y'all out as y'all come into the chat. But I said what I said. Did you want to shout some people out? Like Vaughn's reality. I think she's talking, but she don't know I muted her.
I didn't realize you muted me, Minion. Thank you. But hey Vaughn, thank you for joining us tonight. Happy Thursday to you, little sis. Hey to you, LC. Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us tonight. Mm-hmm. And we have David Bryson. Happy Thursday to you, Dave. And thank you for joining us tonight. And so far, that's all I see in the chat for right now. And maybe everybody else can come back.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming back to us. All right. So again, we're going to start over. So, of course, what we're going to be talking about in today's show, we're going to be talking about, of course, Agent Orange and the Epstein files. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I don't know about that, Minion, because the Pam Bondi part, YouTube is saying is...
It's saying what? Oh, you're muted or something.
I said when Pam Bondi speaks, it's saying it's not a good clip.
Oh, that we can't use it?
Yep, can't use it.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately.
Well.
And I got it from I got it from Sky News, but maybe they don't want everybody using their clip. So maybe we have to just describe it to them or what have you. Hey, CKJ, thank you for joining us tonight. Happy Thursday.
So I wonder, is it the full clip or is it the spliced clip? Because mine is going to be the full clip.
Let me check and see which one it is. It's the one on the introduction, look like.
Oh, from the introduction?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Elsa, I think it's Elsa said maybe Midas Touch would allow it. The one they have version of Midas Touch.
Well, we'll deal with that at another time. Yeah, if we need to just delete it out, we'll just delete it out. But we're
Yeah,
gonna
cause
talk about it
cause
today.
it's just partially blocked, so I guess we can play it and just let it be
Yeah,
partially blocked, so it'll be okay. We'll take
yeah,
it down.
it's in here. Y'all will be able to see it, and then we'll just probably have to clip it out for the replay. All right. So, but before we get into all that, before we get into Agent Orange, before we get into the Epstein files, before we get into Pam Bondi lying between her little, uh, I don't know what adjective to use, but y'all know her lying teeth. Before we get into that, we're gonna actually talk about Alderwoman Colby Chapman. And of course, we got to celebrate because her charges were dropped. So we're going to look at this clip really quickly, and then we're going to come back and celebrate the dropping of those charges.
Are reportedly being dropped against Harvey Alderwoman Colby Chapman.
And charges against the Harvey Alderwoman have been dropped.
Harvey's police chief is blasting the Cook County State's attorney for dropping felony charges against Alderwoman Colby Chapman.
According to the Harvey police chief, the Cook County State's attorney's office dropped the felony charges against Alderwoman Colby Chapman. Chapman was accused of pushing an officer's arm and pulling away as she was removed from a meeting back in April. In a statement, the state's attorney's office says they have a, quote, legal and ethical responsibility to continuously evaluate the evidence in each case at each stage of the proceeding.
According to the Chicago Tribune, she was arrested at an April City Council meeting for disorderly conduct and resisting a police officer. Fox 32's cameras were rolling on April 28th when police took Chapman out of the council chamber. At the time, she called it retaliation over her vocal criticism of city affairs under Mayor Christopher Clark. However, in a previous statement, a Harvey spokesperson said the removal was for repeatedly disrupting the meeting proceedings. This was the second time charges against Chapman were not prosecuted.
Chapman. Back in April, police body camera video captured her altercation with a Harvey police officer after she was asked to leave the meeting. The state's attorney initially upgraded charges against Chapman from a misdemeanor to a felony, then last week dropped those charges.
This abrupt reversal after our officers spent weeks preparing for a lawful prosecution feels like a waste of time, resources, and taxpayer dollars.
Chapman says Mayor Christopher Clark is targeting her because she's a vocal critic. She's been arrested in Harvey several times and previous charges have been dropped. Tonight, she told us her prayers have been answered and she just wants to do the job she was elected to do. The state's attorney's office tonight said they always look at the evidence in cases and say, in this case, that's how the process played out.
All right. Well, that is the video. Colby Chapman, she was exonerated. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I know we kind of already talked about it, but are you guys excited that she was released and or the charges were dropped?
Yes, I'm very excited about it, Minion, because she shouldn't have been arrested from the get-go. It was all just to shut her down, more than likely embarrass her, and then cause her some inconvenience in her life, by arresting her. Because even if she didn't stay in there but 5 minutes, it's just the inconvenience of her having to go through this for no reason at all, only because he want to be a dictator and he want to run, he want to just rule with his power, and everybody just do as I say, don't worry about what I do. And so I'm glad those charges were dropped. They were actually bogus in my opinion. And kudos to Colby. We'll take the win.
There you go. Absolutely. I totally agree. It shouldn't have never been done. But I think that like she said, weapons will be formed. When you're doing the right thing, they won't prosper. So I think this is just a perfect example of that. And like you said, kudos to Colby. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep releasing the facts and letting the public make their own decision.
All I have to say is look at God. Watch him work.
It definitely should never have happened, Princess. I mean, it is a win, but it really, it's kind of like a bittersweet because it's happening with the mayor. the mayor's the reason for her going to jail and possibly facing felony charges. So
Yeah, like we're a third world country, you know. And that seems like that's the theme now. That's beginning to become real normal, for these politicians to try to arrest these, another politician, and really everybody is really kind of like a coworker. So make it make sense. Why are you arresting your coworkers for nothing? Just to show that you can, or what are you doing this for? It goes to the national stage also. Agent Orange want to arrest people that he doesn't like. So it's all the way. It's from the top to the bottom where these dudes and people, for so far, has been men. So they're trying to act like dictators, in my opinion. And so I hope everybody just push back on this crazy mess.
and you know
And
what's
it bothers me that they're using all these police to do it to them. I looked at Flint. I looked at a few other board meetings, and it seemed like they're using it to have control of power over the residents, to let them know I have power. I'm in a high position, and you're using it the wrong way. You're not bringing the community together. You're dividing the community by doing that. You got people that's going to support you, but then you got those that have other issues that's more important to deal with, and the police is weaponizing them to shut them up, so you could keep on doing the power struggle, and you dividing the community, and they're not coming together. And when the people are not together, things fall apart, and that's look like what they're doing to their different communities is falling apart. They're not coming together.
I would say he's using the police to weaponize against the residents as a scare tactic. And even with trying to prosecute Kobe, he's saying if you go against me, this is what's going to happen to you. You'll get the same treatment. Um,
And he was the one that said that the board meeting is going to be run by the Robert Rules of Order. But yet, you go through the question, you go ahead and you make the motion, you second the motion, and then you come with the questions. And then when she goes to ask the question, you tell her she can't ask a question. Well, you ask them, do they have any questions? And when she go to do the question, you tell her she can't do it. And then you have her arrested for asking the question anyway, which is her right from what you said that they need to go by the Robert Rules of Order. So you're violating your own, violating the rules that you established yourself.
well, I hope that basically with the releasing of all the information that we have and that we're going to be exposing, that the residents actually see this man for what he is. I mean, he's worse than a scumbag mayor. He's worse than the hood booger mayor, Tiffany Hinyard. And like we keep telling the people that Tiffany got a lot of her tactics and a lot of the things that she got it from the Christopher Clark blueprint. And I'm going to show you guys something else at the end of this show that's going to prove that further, because we were able to find something else. I'm not going to torture you, but I'm going to show you guys something that basically shows that this man is no good for Harvey. All right. So that's pretty much what we have for Colby. Congratulations, Colby, again.
Yes, yes, Kobe. Oh,
Let me
also
give her
Kobe
some
for
balloons.
mayor for 2026.
All right. All right, Kobe. Good job. All right. Also,
Why it won't go off?
you got to let it play. All right,
Okay.
guys.
That's not me, you guys. That's the assistant producer, which is moi, that's doing that. So that's not me's mistake.
All right. So, what I was going to say though, I think that Foxy has said a little bit earlier to make sure that, the residents, as we're trying to release this information, as we're trying to make sure that the residents have all the information about Mayor Clark to show him as the type of person that he really and truly is, that we're playing chess and not checkers, that we're responding not emotionally, but calculated. And we need to be strategic in our response. So you guys will see that in the way that we respond on this channel. Don't get me wrong. We know all the drama that's going on and that's taking place in the background. However, we're not going to just, already had one unhinged rant. We're going to be a little bit more calculated. And so you guys have to stay tuned to the upcoming episodes. So make sure that you have subscribed to the channel and press the notification bell, because we will be releasing a lot more information, factual in black and white, and you guys can make your own decision, but we will be releasing that information. All right, so moving on from Harvey. Are you guys ready? And guess what it was? Guess what the copyright strike or the little thing is?
What is it?
It's the Fred Hammond song, the one that you said was going to do it. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, you'll learn to listen, Minion.
All right, but moving on to Agent Orange, so we could play Agent Orange. All right, guys, we're going to start off with Pam Bondi. And as you guys remember, Pam Bondi was basically really egging us on about these Epstein files. They were really making it seem like it was some juicy stuff up in there. Didn't they have like a whole little press release thing where they were giving binders away that said the Epstein files to all the MAGA supporters? So they were like really, really big, deep into these Epstein files. And unfortunately, we are left with this. But we're going to look at this clip from the old Pam Bondi, and we're going to look at the clip from the new.
The list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
A few moments later.
Ask the Attorney General a question to President Trump. Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of his death?
Yeah, sure. If
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Before we let him finish out, this is so funny that he felt the need to interject. Why does he always get so uptight when you talk about Jeffrey Epstein? It's so weird how fidgety and like out of pocket, out of wacky when we mention up Epstein's name.
Well, it looked like his cheeks are clenched to me, and he looked very nervous. So I don't know. But he gets very nervous.
Look like he got his diaper up in a bunch.
Right. That's why I say them cheeks are clenched right now. Whenever Epstein come up, he gets very fidgety, nervous, and the words just kind of run together. He's thinking in his head, try to figure out something quick to say, and of course the brain ain't going as fast as it used to, so he's not as fast on his feet as he used to be with a comeback. So that's why he's sitting here struggling. Yeah,
and then he's trying to make the reporter look like, I mean, there's so much other news you could be talking about. Is this what you're talking about? No, this is big news, sir. Mm-hmm. This is what your whole MAGA base been looking for.
And they, MAGA mad. They mad about this. But we'll talk about it on the other side.
This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
All right, well, that's it on Epstein. That's it. That's all, folks.
Ooh, damn, let me tell you. This sound like, you know how it is when your teacher asks you to do some homework and you're supposed to turn that homework in, and you start giving your teacher this long excuse about what happened to your homework, like the dog ate it, and I got it out his mouth, and then I put it in my pocket, and then while I was on my way to school, the wind started blowing, and it blew it out my pocket. So when I tried to take it out my backpack, I found out that I didn't even have it. And so that's exactly what that sounded like to me, a bunch of BS.
Absolutely. Let me explain what I meant.
She failed to realize that we do have previous videos that you made sure that it was, you said it was, you didn't say, I think, or let me view. You backtrack it. And if we play the video, we're going to find out that you backtrack it now because you got caught up in your lie.
Yep. And I think that even when she said about the videos that none of it will ever see the light of day, I think there's more to those videos than just what she says it was,
Exactly. And so that nobody is gonna want to watch porn, that you can't put that out in the public like that. And that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein, trying to sound like she's upset and trying to really blame it all on Epstein, when in actuality Epstein is unalived. He was in prison. He was under y'all care, under the state of New York, and y'all didn't protect him. And not only was he under the care of state of New York, he was supposed to have been on what you call it, isolation, or what do you call it when they're isolated by themselves?
Solitary confinement or something.
So make that make sense. How you under solitary confinement and then you become unalive? So make that make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. It's not adding up. And like she said, you touching young girls is never something that should go away.
That should just go away.
Yeah, that should just go away. And somebody else said that they think the American public is stupid, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to play in our face, and they're trying to act like we're stupid.
Well, let's be clear. In this prison, they only released one angle of the jail of that, where he was at, and that angle did not include the actual visual of his cell. So they're saying that there's obviously more angles that should have been released and could have been released. They're also saying the fact that, why would you even disclose the fact that there's an hour or a minute missing. So now people are gonna think that, at 11:59, that's the perfect time to go do a crime now.
Well, she's
Sure,
addressing
it's
that.
antiquated, but I'm sure it's a old system that they probably don't use anymore, so it's probably not the same. But
But what I was saying is she's addressing that because that's what MAGA is talking about online. Not only are they upset because they're not showing the files, when they had that little press conference and showed all those millions of boxes of files that they play like they had.
hmm
Well, somebody figured out because they weren't going to say anything about this, but somebody that was online, one of the MAGA bros, figured out that 1 minute was missing, and so that's why she addressed that 1 minute because they're upset about that and they have questions about it all. So she thought she'd try to get in front of it and go ahead and address it. So basically just dotting all her I's and
right,
crossing all
right,
her T's.
right.
So
While
any question that you have or may come up, I've already answered it. Let's leave this alone, and we're
right.
done with this. It's basically what they're trying to do.
And the reason why MAGA isn't going to allow them to do that is because the reason why they want the Epstein list is because it's supposed to be allegedly filled with very powerful people who are also doing, these horrible things to these young children. So you have politicians, celebrities, leaders of other countries. There's just like this large list of people, very powerful people that they want to know who else was engaged and involved in this. And the victim they deserve, justice as well.
Well,
Also, you got
well,
to
Minion,
realize these are MAGAs. So they're hoping that they can find out with those powerful people that they are the Democrats. So they can
mm-hmm.
attack the Democrats to help heighten their base up more. So they're not getting the information about anybody that's in the Democrat that's in a powerful position to
Mm.
use against them. So they
So
upset
y'all
about
saying
it
it was
because
all
they're
Republicans? Because if it was some
right.
Democrats on the list, they would have released it.
Uh-huh. And the America wouldn't be so upset because it was, it's the Democrat. But if it's more Republicans and plus their main boy, Orange Man, then that's that's upset. Upsetting to them. And you got to realize what they gave them. Elon was in control of what was being released. And remember, Trumpy boy said, oh, he said, do you want me to release the information in regards to him, and that's why Elon asked him, and he said, "Well, he's a very good man. Now all of a sudden he's a disgusting man, and da 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 da." But you first said he was a good man. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. He was a good man. He just had, was in some bad stuff. Now all of a sudden he's disgusting and this, and y'all still talking about him. You was the one talking about him too as a good man. Now all of a sudden he's terrible. So it's coming back to bite you in
Yeah, they
the
were good
ass.
friends for 15, 17 years. Epstein said
Yeah.
that they were best friends. And he used to talk, I got the recording of him talking about Trump to a reporter, talking about how he used to talking about how he could just tell an ugly fat girl how beautiful she is. She the most beautiful person in the world. So, and that sounds
Well,
very Trump.
supposedly, Jeffrey Epstein's father was somehow connected to the foreign government.
Mm.
And the island, and this could be conspiracy theory because I haven't researched it. I just kind of ran across it. And so you can't really believe everything you see on social media without going into depth. But supposedly, and it kind of explains everything of why he had this island. Supposedly, leaders from foreign countries have visited this island, and they kind of made deals, backdoor deals, and they wanted to, it's kind of like, they wanted tit for tat, and the tat was the kids, and that's how he made all of his money because all
Mm.
these foreign entities were supposedly been paying him, to have a good time on the island.
Hmm.
Now, you notice the Democrats are not making a stink about this at all, right? Because
Hmm.
guess what? Bill Clinton was over there at the island. Okay.
Mm.
Uh, what was the old mayor for New York? The one that has all the money? Foxy, you know who I'm talking about. I can't think of
Giuliani.
his, not Giuliani, the one before that. You know, the one that was funded the presidential race.
Uh, uh, um. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
The older
I can't
guy.
even
You
think.
know who? Yeah, but put it like this: you have Democrats and Republicans that's been to that damn island. So the Democrats are being hush hush. They see that MAGA is really turning to Trump's butt about it. So really, they kind of letting MAGA just do their own infight and let them get onto Trump and Discord, because a lot of people are not believing him now, and they're upset. Joe Rogan and Alex Jones, and Alex Jones made a whole video saying that he was physically sick because he didn't get the information from the Epstein files. And
Hmm.
so everybody it's kind of like the Kennedy files. We didn't get the correct information about Kennedy, and we're not going to get any information about Jeffrey Epstein. And that's what the correlation that MAGA is making. And they're upset and they want to know what's going on the Epstein Island, because they all accuse Kamala of that she was going to cover it up if she became president. So now that Trump is covering it up, it makes him look bad. And so that's the reason why they're really upset, because they just thought he was going to have full transparency. And I don't know how they figured this man was going to have full transparency after lying over 34,000 times in the first administration. I haven't even fact checked how many lies he done told in this administration. From day one, it's been nothing but lies and conspiracy theories. And, he's running the damn presidency like it's a reality show. Basically, is what's really going on here. So they're upset because Trump didn't give them the information that he promised. And now Trump has been going around all week trying to clean it up. And that's why he asked them, are you guys still talking about the Epstein files? As if it's old yesterday news, and he really wanted to go away. And like he said, we got Texas, and the reason why we here, he doesn't even know why he's in that meeting. It's really supposed to be about Texas, FEMA, but they had him so upset and anxious, he couldn't even bring FEMA up, because what he's trying to do now in this meeting is allocate funds to FEMA, but nobody else in the United States is going to get FEMA. So I'm going to see how that's going to work out for him also.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that FEMA stuff in just a second. Uh, and it looks like a lot of people are saying, like Mr. LC to you says, like the movie Taken. Have you ever seen Taken?
Yes, I've watched that movie, yeah.
They
And
say a
he's
lot of these
absolutely
old
right.
movies have been coming to pass lately.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's how he's running the White House, Mr. LC to you. He doesn't have a clue how to govern. He doesn't know what he's doing. And hey, Karen, thank you for coming in tonight. He don't have a clue of what he's doing. And so it's all about, he's winging everything. You could tell this guy is clearly winging every press conference. Everything that comes out of his mouth. He doesn't have a clue of what's going on with us. And he really don't even have a clue on how to be the president. All he know how to do is try to act like a strong man and look like a strong man, and rack all kind of havoc on people's lives and discriminate and sow dissension within the United States. Because if you get everybody against each other, then you're not going to care about what I'm doing over here. So once again, look over here while I do this over there. So that's basically how he's ruling this White House.
I totally
Correct.
agree.
Correct.
All right, well, let's keep it on Agent Orange, because speaking of him ruling just off of a whim, we also, I'm pretty sure you guys, if you've been paying attention to all the Trump stuff, have heard that there's a recording of Trump basically telling his donors that he threatened to pretty much blow up Russia and China if they were to if they were to play with him. So let's listen to this clip really quickly, and then we're gonna do a little talking about it.
I had a very strong conversation with President Putin, and he understood. And I won't go into the great details of the conversation because nobody has to know that. But I will tell you, it never, ever would have happened.
I don't want to say it,
But did they fear me? I suspect they did.
In Putin, I said, if you go in to Ukraine, we're going to bomb the shit out of Moscow. I'm telling you, I have no choice. The public wants the public. The public. So he goes like, I don't believe you. He said, no way. And I said, way. And then he goes like, I don't believe you. But the truth is, he believed me 10%. And I don't do this. He believed me 10%. Then I'm like President Xi of China. But I said the same thing to them. I said, if you go into Taiwan, I'm going to bomb the shit out of Beijing. He thought I was crazy. He said, hey, you're going to bomb me. I said, I have no choice. I got to tell them. We're going to bomb Beijing. And he didn't believe me either, except 10%. And 10% is all you need. In fact, 5% would have been okay too. And we never had a problem. Who would have never had a problem?
The Trump campaign declined to comment on the content of what you just heard there, but
I had a very strong conversation with.
What do you guys think about
I
our
didn't hear
president?
anything.
You didn't hear it? Did you hear it? I said what I said.
No, but I listened to it on my TV. I'm not able to hear any of the videos, so I just felt like you guys can hear it, so I just didn't say anything. Did you guys hear the video in the chat? Put one in the chat if you heard the video playing. Because if
They
not,
heard it because I see 10%.
Yeah, 10%. So Alice heard it. So yeah, they heard it. But yeah, this dude is.
He is so funny. He's like, I told him, if you do anything to Taiwan, I'm going to bomb Beijing. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
How do you just say that out your mouth to just random people? I mean, I'm sure they're not random, but.
Well, once again, he doesn't have a clue of what he's saying or what he's doing in private or in public, because this was supposed to be a private conversation.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That he had with Putin. And so you're BSing in public and out public and behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it's not a truth bone in your body, sir. It's not a serious bone in your body. And like I said, he doesn't know how to be the president. All he knows how to do is retaliate. That's his go-to is retaliation.
He basically was like, I dared them to call my bluff, and they didn't.
Yeah.
That's the reason why there's peace, because they wouldn't call my bluff.
And at the end of the day, Putin is already calling his bluff because he's mad at Putin because Putin won't listen to him because he told him to stop bombing Ukraine. And he stopped giving Ukraine weapons, and now he's having to walk that back and help Ukraine fight because now he's mad at his buddy. I would hate to live his life because he have a lot of mad days. And when I say mad days, mad days is when you have a friend that you think is your friend, and then when they get mad at you, they tell everything they know about you. And that's basically how he reacts to everything. He get to talking and telling on himself, telling on his friends, and it's all telling that, he have no clue of what he's doing or what's going on. He can't even assess on the situation the correct way. And like I said, everything is by a strong hand, make me look strong, make me look good, and make it look like I'm doing something. And when in actuality, you're doing nothing at all. And you're not getting any results. You don't have any deals because when you first got in office, you said 90 deals in 90 days. And we on 180 days and we don't have not one deal yet. Okay. We have nothing but a bunch of chaos, corruption, and lip singing, a bunch of lip from him.
That's it.
I'm just waiting for the day when he lay on the floor and have one of his real temper tantrums like a 2-year-old. Like Marta said, wait till he lay on the floor and go, it's not doing it for me. I'm waiting for them temper tantrums.
Now he may have a mind of a 2-year-old, but his body is definitely 80 something. So he won't be getting on that floor doing no kicking and screaming unless he don't plan on getting back up. But I don't think we're gonna see that. But speaking of, well, I guess it's kicking and screaming. I guess it's not a good segue. But talk about the Texas floods. Let's get
All
into
righty
these
then.
Texas floods. It probably was a lot of people kicking and screaming during that time, and it's really sad to see because a lot of people are still missing and they're still looking for them. But
Yeah, we're at 119 so far that they found. That's unalived. That's not here any longer. So, including children and women. So, it's a damn shame, but
yeah, let's talk about Ted Cruz for a second because again, Ted Cruz not in the state that he governs during a natural disaster. It's almost like he knows exactly when to go out the country to avoid like any natural disaster. But he was
yeah.
in Greece during the flood, the Texas flood. So and decided to stay. And next day they were still doing more tourist stuff. They didn't give a damn.
Well, remember he left the country when we had the winter storm 2 years ago,
Yeah, it
Minion.
was in
You remember
Cancun.
when? Yeah, remember when Texas had that winter storm and everything? The power grid shut down and people were without electricity. She did. Him and his family went to Cancun. And he tried to play like he was escorting them over there, and then he was gonna come back. Like they don't need you to escort them.
Well, let's look at this clip from Piers Morgan, where he's actually doing a little responding to these floods. I didn't put the whole clip, but you guys, let's take a look at this small clip from Piers Morgan where Ted Cruz talks about his response.
Criticized by some that you were on a family holiday in Greece when this happened, and that more than 24 hours after the Guadalupe River burst its banks, you were seen with your wife lining up outside the Parthenon in Greece. And I've seen your explanation. You were on a family holiday. You said you made immediate calls and you made plans to come back as soon as you could. I guess my one question for you, as always, as you know, because you've had this situation before when you were on a family holiday once during a massive storm in Texas and got criticized for not coming back.
Pierce is so he's shady. He's like because you obviously didn't learn your lesson the first time when this happened, and you got criticized for it. But
back.
Yeah, did you see Cruz's face when he's talking? Look how he's looking at him.
Yeah, he looked constipated.
Well, he looking like, "No, you MF for you." That's what he looking like to me. How dare you call me out?
Site, would you have preferred not to have been photographed queuing up to see the Parthenon? Would it have been a better optic not to have carried on doing holiday things?
I'd do it again.
Listen, in today's world, you always have people engaging in political attacks and throwing rocks, and I think that's unfortunate. I was on a pre-planned family vacation with my wife and daughters. We were already in Europe there when this occurred. You know, I'll tell you, most 4th of Julys, I try to go on vacation with my kids and spend time with my kids. That's the same is true of millions of people.
How many people go out the country to celebrate the 4th of July? I'm just curious. How many people go to another country to celebrate the independence of their own country? Is that a normal practice?
I don't know, but he's stuttering.
Yeah. I mean, we know he lying.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he can't get the lie out. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Minion. You know, most people, that's what the 4th of July is about, is to celebrate American. He's what they call an fine American citizen. And, you know, I'm sure he got a flag in front of his house and all of that.
Right.
And so, yeah, make it make sense. Why would you go to Greece to celebrate the 4th of July?
That don't even make sense. But you know what? We're going to let you have it.
When this crisis occurred, it was horrific, and we were watching the facts unfold. Within hours, I was on the phone with Texas Governor Greg Abbott. I was on the phone with Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. I was on the phone with Nim Kidd, who is the head of the Texas Department of Emergency Management. And then I called President Trump, and this was early on as the facts were still unfolding about the flooding. And I told the president, I said, Mr. President, we don't know all the facts yet. We don't know exactly what has happened, but we know this looks bad. This could be very, very bad. There could be a very significant loss of life. And I said, we need to make sure that every federal resource and asset that possible is deployed. And the president said, he
Except
said,
for
Ted,
you.
anything Texas needs, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
And so in
nobody's
the hours
protected
that this
except for
flooding
him
was
and his family.
unfolding, we had over a dozen
Anything
helicopters.
Texas needs, the answer is yes.
Oh.
We had Coast Guard helicopters in the air, National Guard helicopters in the air, and Texas DPS, and we had game wardens. They carried out over 850 high water rescues. And so there was extraordinary heroism. And now we're working hand in hand with families. I was within hours of this talking to parents whose daughters had gone missing. We're working with state and local officials. We're working with FEMA to get federal resources there. And so all of that, if you're halfway around the world, you do it by phone. And then I got on a plane Sunday morning and flew back. And it takes a whole day to get back. And so I got in Sunday evening and was there by 7 a.m. Monday morning in Kirk County and spent the entire day there on the ground. And so
you've been criticized by some that you're on a family holiday.
So that was the clip that I took from Piers Morgan. So basically, he was just saying that yes, he was on holiday, but who isn't on holiday during the 4th of July out of the country?
I don't know. My family was at home cooking. My family was at home cooking ribs and things on the grill. So I don't know what his family was doing, but we was in America celebrating America.
He said, "I don't see where the headline is right now because I mean I was just doing like millions of other Americans and I was just out the country celebrating the 4th of July." He also
well, let me explain these girls. Okay. The reason why he brought these girls up, because it was some girls that was in a camp that got swept away. And I think it was about 20 little children, 20 little young girls that was in a camp that was on the bank of this river, and they all was unalive. So that's why he brought the girls up. And all he did was just went through there and looked at 5 seconds of each news clip so that he can come on here and stumble and fumble and try to give some type of an excuse. And if you look at his body language, he's clearly uncomfortable with this explanation. I would say halfway explanation. He's not really even explaining what's going on at the end of the day because he have no clue. He don't care. He's never cared. And I don't even understand why Texas put him back in office. He just got reelected this year. So that means we got 6 more years of this clown to stay in office.
That's crazy. And then the other thing is, my thing is, you're making all these calls. You called the president. You called everybody and their mama. You couldn't call. You told the president to, and he agreed to deploy all available resources. He couldn't just get you a plane and bring you back home that same night. I just don't understand why you had to wait another night and then go on the excursion before you left.
Well, he said he was already over there. He might as well have a little fun. Sensitization.
We already here, shit.
Yeah, let's all have a little fun. It takes 24 hours to get back home anyway, so we might as well make the best
A
of it.
few hours ain't go change the
hours ain't go. Yeah, they already gone, and what can I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already a done deal now. I can't change the situation, so
It's flooding. What can I do is just stand there and report on it like everybody else. So that's why we got the reporters. So let them keep doing what they're doing. They're doing a good job. Good job. Keep it up.
And FYI, he'll lie. He ain't talked to Trump. Trump was on the golf course, so he ain't got his cell phone on the golf course like that.
He ain't talked to none of them residents. He ain't talked to none of them families either.
No, he ain't talked to. He talked to his wife.
And look, ain't none of them families gonna be able to say nothing because they don't know which family he would have been talking to. So they like, okay, maybe.
Well, how are they talking if you got a flood? I looked at some of the clips. And these people didn't even have electricity.
Right.
So, and I'm pretty sure the cell phones poles were down and flooded out. So
they homes underwater. They
So
fight for their lives, and he on the phone with them talking about their daughters.
He on the phone talking about, hey, I'm in hey, look at here, I'm in Greece, and I'll be back on Monday because we're gonna take me and my wife we gotta go sightseeing. As soon as I get back from sightseeing, then we'll come and check on y'all. And y'all leave the light on for us. Shit. That's
How's
what that
everything
sound like to
going
me.
out there? How is everything good though? Other than your daughter, you good? Did you need anything else? What?
Yeah, he even
And look,
lied.
and
If you watch the rest of this clip, he lied and said that one of those kids went to school with his kids. I'm like, you're so much of a liar. You
Right.
know good and well your kids ain't went to none to school
He
with
said
none of
his
these kids.
daughter had just came from that camp a week prior.
Yeah, sure she did.
So
I just can't see his daughter going to a regular camp that other people daughter go to. I don't see that. Just like they send their kids to prestigious private schools, I guarantee you, his daughter goes to a prestigious private camp. You can rest assured of that. Probably don't even attend to a camp in Texas, non-point blank. He probably sending his daughter in a camp, across the country somewhere that's elite and prestigious.
well, if we got to go off of what he say, that's what he said. So, that
well, from what I googled, both of his daughters do go to private schools. It's called Oak Ridge
Really?
School. It's a private school in
Really?
who
Arlington,
would have thought?
Texas. They go to Arlington, Texas. Their name are Caroline, and Kathleen. Attend Oak Ridge School, a private school in Arlington, Texas.
Go figure. Now, see, that's a okay, y'all. There the lie is right there. This is in this lie is in Kerrville. It is close to Austin, which is the capital of Texas. So, how do your kids go to the same camp that these kids go to? How far is Austin from Arlington? Minion, bro, about 400 miles, 400 miles, I would
Hmm.
say. And that's just a guesstimation. But he's lying. He's totally lying. Totally.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure no one's surprised that he's lying. And if you go watch that interview with Piers Morgan, guys, they do talk about the girls. They talk about a lot more in that interview, and you can clearly tell that he's full of it. So, y'all hit that like, I mean, y'all go check it out, but also hit the
Well,
like.
maybe he didn't know that people from Texas was gonna cover this. You don't think?
Well, what the thing is, there is another town that I wanted to talk about that was right up the street that didn't have any fatalities because they went ahead and installed this alarm system.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular, I guess, municipality or wherever this is, was hit with all the fatalities. They had the option to add an alarm system about 6 years ago, and they decided not to go with that system. So
Well, of course not.
this is a result of, you know,
And
them.
also, too, guys, this is a result of global warming that we were warned about in the early 2000s. About remember they were telling us America has about 20 years before global warming start happening. So this is the result of global warming. And I don't know about you guys where you live, but we're having springtime in the summertime here in Texas. It's been raining every day in my hometown for at least a month and a half. And normally this is when it's going to be hot. It's supposed to be
Mhm.
actually really hot and not that much rain. Actually, it's normally dry this time of year, but every night, every day, it's raining. So I just look at that as a part of global warming.
Okay, so she a conspiracy theorist too now. But no, I'm joking. I definitely believe in global warming. No,
Oh,
I believe.
listen, Linda. These people know I'll throw a conspiracy theory out there in a minute. So yeah, I wear that hat too, and I said what I said.
Okay,
Well,
I know
you are.
that's right.
A lot of people say I'm a conspiracy theorist too, because I said if you look back when we all was younger and we was kids, we used to look at the moon. The moon was so far away you couldn't even see a speck on it, and now the moon is close enough that you can even see dark circles on the moon. So that's less our Earth is getting closer to the moon and the sun, and they're supposed to be opposite directions, but in the same on the same global, on the same, where they both get close. Basically, the sun is getting closer to us along with the moon. So they're getting closer to the Earth, and we're going to have a lot more problems with what's going on because of them going back and going through the ozone level and with these rockets and everything, which is throwing the Earth off its axle. I was a science nerd. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, well, before since we pretty much talked about everything, I do want us to look at something really quickly because I'm sure you guys remember. Let me share my screen real quick. Because we got our girl. Y'all remember? Let's see here. Y'all remember Tiffany? Y'all remember she was gonna start her own podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Uh-huh.
and she actually did have a podcast.
I think said she did. She had a channel and everything
Uh-huh. So,
on
boy,
Facebook and on YouTube.
well, let me share this. Y'all see our boy, he got his own podcast, Behind the Bars. And if you guys don't know who this is Mayor Christopher Clark from Harvey, Illinois. He is the mayor that is currently governing over a city which has 20,000 residents and is $160 plus million in debt. But in his free time, as you guys can see, within the last couple of months, actually, he has made a lot of time to make these podcasts. So now I guess he's gearing up to become a YouTuber or a podcaster. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to review some of these videos, not in today's episode, but we're definitely going to be looking at what he is talking about in these videos. Y'all see, he got the lotion with the Lil Wayne. He talking about Meek Mill and Diddy. So Cash Out and his mama. This is the stuff that this mayor, the mayor of Harvey, has time to talk about. Instead of trying to get his city out of debt, he's talking about Cassie and P. Diddy trials and the game.
Well, Minion, maybe he's trying to make some money for the city so that he can, because they're supposed to be in they have a deficit. So maybe this is one way of him trying to make some money for the city to help out. What you think?
Well, let's see. Is he giving any of these proceeds to the city? I
That
don't
I
think
don't know.
so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. This grifter, he wants all the money. What y'all think in the chat? Y'all think he gonna use the proceeds for helping out Harvey?
Okay, what is the name under Behind the Bars?
That's probably where he needs to be, behind the bars. Um, let's look. It says Chris has amassed a plethora of experience ranging from music to law. As a youth, Chris worked professionally as a talent in his voiceover industry. Like many musicians, he started his career in the church. That experience pushed him to seek classical training. Voice was and still is his primary instrument. However, he trained in music through elementary and high school, eventually becoming a college major in music education. After undergrad, Chris went on to pursue and earn a law degree. He established a law firm that focused on educating, strengthening, and protecting the rights of those seeking justice and sometimes unjust whatever. All right. So let's just take a very just up with yeah, why does he have this t-shirt with this bow tie? Is this a trend that I wasn't aware of? The
Um,
t-shirt with the bow tie?
Well, maybe you're not keeping up with the fashion, Minion. That's
Maybe
not
I'm
his
not.
fault. Yeah, that's
Oh.
not his fault because you're not keeping.
Oh Lord. Yeah, because he's definitely a fashionista, ain't he?
Yeah. So if we have any men in the chat, can y'all let us know if this is a new thing to wear regular t-shirts with a bow tie?
Yeah,
You may
yeah.
want to ask. You may want to ask Ryan that question.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no, maybe Christopher Clark is a fashionista. He the one. He got it on. And it looks like if you look at some of these other videos, he likes that
You like that look or that
he
bow
liked
tie?
that t-shirt with the bow tie look. Look,
Uh,
see here he got the what it is, what it do.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe somebody told him that was cute, or maybe he's trying to set up his own trend.
Oh. Well, you guys see, this is where I'm guessing he was the first to start this podcast trend in the south suburbs.
I bet not see you come out in 1 million.
So that's gonna be my avatar outfit next. I'm gonna pop a bow tie on.
And I'm coming all the way to Texas and whoop your ass.
Arse. So yeah, he was the first one doing the podcast. So I think that he's the one that put Tiffany up on it. I think he put Tiffany on it.
Well, she
And
was following his footprint, so I guess so.
yeah, she been
Yeah,
following everything that he did.
yeah.
So all right, but yeah, y'all, we'll take some time and we'll listen or review some of these little shows. They're kind of long, 22 minutes. That's a long time to have to listen to him rant about stuff that don't have nothing to do with Harvey. I barely want to hear him talk about when he talk about Harvey. So hell no, crook. What does IMOP mean? See, I must be old because
What does what mean?
IMOP, IMOP.
Oh, I have no clue. That's for young people. The letters. I don't know what a lot of the letters mean.
Look, they said just remove the V. He looking like a milk dud Martian, and that's exactly what he looked like
Wait
with that crooked mouth.
a minute. She said he look like he be stealing the cat.
Oh, he said crooked mouth too. That's so funny because he do got a crooked mouth.
Y'all
That's so
so
funny
funny.
that he noticed that too.
Y'all crazy. Crooked mouth man. I don't trust nobody that talk on the side. Side of his mouth.
He
Okay.
wanted to be so cool, so bad.
Yeah, well, this ain't doing it. You need to go back to the drawing board because this ain't it.
Definitely not it.
Oh my God. All right, guys. So that's how we're going to end tonight's show. Do us a huge favor and press the like button if y'all haven't done so already. Please consider subscribing. Like I said, we're going to be talking about a lot of things with Harvey and a lot of things with Trump. We may just kind of allocate those two subjects to their own shows, but to hear all the stuff that we have coming out on Harvey, for sure, make sure that you press that subscribe button to Foxy2, Roxy3. I said what I said. Million with opinion, and most importantly, off the record. Make sure you guys subscribe to our 4 channels. Hit the like button on the video that you're watching right now. And until the next video, guys, we will see y'all later.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't forget Tori, our producer.
Oh yes, y'all give it up to our producer. Oh, I was gonna give y'all final comments. I almost forgot about y'all final comments too. So y'all give it up to our producer, Tori. He's working with us. Thank you, Tori, for being here with us and helping us through this, our little production. So we're getting everything together, y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe and y'all can see some more of his work coming up. But do y'all have any final words?
All I can say is to the citizens and the residents of Harvey, play chess Don't play checkers. Checkers is with emotions, and I know a lot of you right now are going through some hard times and stressful situations with him. But you're going to have to put your feelings to the side for a moment. And I'm not saying don't feel, but you're going to have to put your feelings to the side and start using more, strategy with him than you do with feelings, because he's ignoring your feelings like Tiffany did. So you're going to have to start using strategy like they did with Tiffany to be able to maneuver around this man to have some part of a peace of mind.
Agreed. I said what I said.
Are we giving last thoughts?
Yeah, did you have any final thoughts you wanted to give?
Yeah, this has been a great show tonight. I've enjoyed the 30, even though I'm helping to do it. Everybody just, I don't know, like Foxy said, we're going to have to play chess with not just Harvey. We're going to have to play chess nationally also. As we can tell, they're playing Connect Four in Washington, and Harvey's playing Connect Four also. And I just hope that everybody can come up with withstand everything that's going on. Try not to get too emotional about what's going on, and really just come up with a plan and execute it. Because at the end of the day, the midterms are coming up next year, and so even Clark's time is coming up. When is his time up? Is his time up next year also? I believe it is, isn't it?
2027.
Yeah,
In
next year.
2027, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2026. Yeah, so we have an opportunity to vote a lot of these people out of office. We can't get rid of the president, but we definitely can get rid of some of these crooked mayors, some of these crooked congressmen, and to me, and that's on both sides, okay? Because I like what the Democrats do, but they got some answering to do also. I feel like we have too many old people, and there's nothing, no shade for older people because I'm old. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's time you got to know when to hold them, and then you got to know when to fold them. And so some of those Democrats need to fold and let the young people give them an opportunity to come to Congress, and so that they can learn how to do the right things, learn how to write bills, and just learn how to run the country. Because right now, I feel like everybody is failing from the top all the way down to the bottom. So
Mm.
we all gonna have to buckle down, yeah, and get us a plan, come together, get a plan, and then we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to go to action, and we're gonna have to come together on all of this. We're gonna have to agree with each other, whether we agree or not. We still need to have some type of an agreement and some type of formula to not only get Clark out of office, but like I said, the people in Congress in office. And so some of this stuff is funny, but it's also serious because it will affect your everyday life. Mayors, they affect your everyday life. National can affect your everyday life, and the immigrants and migrants are seeing that right today, how the national level is affecting their lives. A lot of these things that these people are doing are unconstitutional, so we need to hold everybody feet to the fire. And thank you guys for coming out tonight, and thank you for supporting the channels. Thank you to my co-host, Foxy, and to Minion with the Opinion.
All
And
right.
Javar, you're going to have to catch the replay. But hey, Javar.
And thank you to all of my supporters that came out tonight in my chat and in the Minion with the Opinion chat and in Foxy 2, Roxy 3 chat. Thank you guys for just supporting us all together, point blank, period.
Hi,
Yeah.
Vaughn. Hi, Alice Queens.
All right, y'all.
Ramona.
Love you guys. We will see y'all on the
Yeah.
next show. And y'all be safe out there.
Yeah.
Foxy, bring the fire. Minion got the facts. I said what I said, yeah, no taking it back. It's truth with a twist, and we had a little mess. But don't get it twisted, we still say it best. This ain't your mama's news, it's off the record. Unfiltered, unbothered, undeniably black.